Hi there. Hello. This is Ayako, and I was called myself Daisy in America. So that's why I'm also putting this channel called Daisy's Cosmic Channel. And today I want to speak about very exciting story about how I created this book, which I published from the Amazon Kindle. So I just wanted to make a brief story of who I am and then why I have been doing this in my last video, talking a little bit about self-introduction and then why I was studying as a painter and then I moved into another world like spiritual healings and living in many different countries and then meeting native people, shamanic people to really feel this amazing energy world and receiving all the energies from the cosmos and then also the stars and then also the Mother Earth. So this book I am presenting today is all about coming from my past life, I think, and then also some inspirations I have been receiving from all the guidance. And since I was a child, I was always conversing with stars. And because my family were all like Libras and very different signs, and I'm Pisces, so we were quite different. And then I had more a similarity to speak with the stars and then asking some questions, and the stars were responding me. So for me, when I went to Mexico, and then I have studied about the Aztec calendar on Tonali, and then when they made my sign, and then they said I am Kiawitru, which is the cosmic rain from the faraway galaxy to come to the Earth. It made me so much sense. But I have both signs in the Aztec calendar. I have also the obsidian knife to make the things deeper and deeper to investigate. So I'm quite like studiers, and then I like to learn a lot. And then also to go to the deep and the pure part. And then this kind of my character is not so much to perform outer world like in the business world, let's say, to really express myself openly and then maybe directly to many people because sometimes I just didn't know how to express what I have been feeling. And then also I had a problem to express myself in the two-dimensional paper canvas. And so I was studying as a painter in America, but the painting actually stopped me not to continue in the two-dimensional world. And then that's why I moved into more dance, flamenco, and then different body therapies, and then energy feelings and all that. Which for me right now, I'm quite grateful that I stopped myself only focusing on the creation, but also to learn many wonderful things, because actually this planet Earth is a beautiful place. And then also we have a lot to learn from all these people who have lived already before. And so I am now emitting this program from Japan, but my daily life is always connected online. I'm always connected to many people on the different countries. And in my sense of how I feel, I am always actually open and connected to all the star beings and all the spirits around. And when I was in America, in New Mexico, I met many beautiful Native Indians, Native Americans, artists, and then they are respecting the spirit who lives already inside of the matters in the nature. And then actually in Japan also, we do believe that there are many spirits in nature, like in the rocks, in the trees, and then all this. And then in the Shinto shrine, they make the paper, white paper, to like worship the tree, for example, or the rock. So it is quite similar how the native people, the Aminism, those nature worshipping culture is quite similar, I think, here in Japan as well. And then shamanism is the beautiful way of living, to really speak with the spirits of the plants, speak with the spirits of the guardians, stars, Pachamama, no, Mother Earth. And so, and then all the power animals. So when I am in this main world of this multidimensional way of living, actually the past life and all the other illusions or maybe some ideas which is coming to me, everything is in the same quality of this, like as if like I have a vessel, and then everything is coming in as an ingredient. So that was how I was 6 months ago. But 6 months ago, so I had many ideas of what I want to do. And then also, because ambient music helped me to go back to paint. And so I have been very grateful. And then I've been doing lots of like charity activities to the kids in the Andes, etc. beforehand. I really wanted to worship and then also thank to the ancient shamans and then their knowledge to publish this book. So my original idea was to go to Peru first and then make interviews with people and then create this storybook, but also with the more like a investigation of the or the shamans and then maybe artisans as well, how they are creating this cosmology of the Andes. However, when I decided to do that, it was almost like a year ago. All of a sudden, the money is not coming. So the money stopped coming in. And then that was almost a sign that maybe my way of thinking of how to create this book was wrong. And then I got some help from my beautiful channelers friends. Cindy Dale gave me half an hour reading session. Also, Alessandro Girioli, she has been helping me for like 6 months, tutoring me about my channeling. So those two people really helped me to kind of organize myself where I should set and then which direction this book should go. And so turned out that this book is not only about like I'm not an anthropologist, so this is not book is not only about showing how the ancient culture was in the Andes, but rather it is more like speaking about myself, and then speak about my medicine, and then the energy world, and then this energy medicine and all that. So I decided to just tune in to all the places in the Andes where I wanted to visit on this trip, because I wanted to go to really receive the essence, guidance of each places, as if to really directly connect myself to the land. It was remotely, but Alexandra also helped me to create this energy field. So the Apus, the mountains of the Andes, actually they came to see me to Japan, and then they said that I don't have to go now, but they came to me, so I can always connect to them from here with my meditation. So that's how I started to do the channelings on their mountains, on the sites that in this book comes out like a sacred cave, and then also Machu Picchu, the Stargate Atamuru, and Lake Titicaca, and then Salar Uyuni, and the other places as a Canyon de Condor. And so those places were originally the places I wanted to go physically, because I thought then I can feel something, and then also I can meet people who will speak to me. However, the interpretation of all these archetypes of the power animals and the main character Anna, I feel that is myself, my past life. This journey actually was my inner journey to find out what is myself. So like the obsidian knife, I was digging myself deeper and deeper inside. And then all of a sudden, this channeling came out from Akhenaten. And this is really an amazing story because after the COVID, I thought the first country I would visit was Peru. Because before the COVID, I was organizing already a tour to go to Peru, and so that was canceled. So I thought after the COVID, and of course I was going to go back to the Andes, but turned out that I was very close to the Mount Sinai from Egypt, and then with my friend Karira, and then other people, UK people, I went to Egypt. And Egypt was a place that was my third time to visit. And Egypt was a place where I had a few experiences before. And then the two times I went as a translator for another healer. And then this teacher and then me had a little bit of tension in Egypt. And so I thought, well, okay, well, I will never come back to Egypt. But then the Akhenaten gave me a message, and then this was my channeling, he said to me clearly that my role is that in this book, I will connect the Egypt and Andes because Akhenaten had this dream, and then he was always desiring to connect the sacred passage in between of the their seven gateways, the doorway to the Lake Titicaca, and then there is this golden sun disk, and so that was needed. No, we needed to recuperate this sun disk, and then at the same time, my another friend Isa, she's an amazing Egyptian. I think she also has a lot of Egyptian past life. And then also she's quite intelligent about all the quantum physics and then all this explanation of how we can be like a singularity, the multidimensional way of living. And so she also helped me to lead my past life. She led my past life once, and then she said the truth. The story I was writing here was really the same. And then also there was this missing part of the sun disk. So that idea brought me to connect all the parts of Egypt and then sacred Lake Titicaca and then my past life and with the symbol of the sun disk. So all the guideline was made already, and then everything was true. So I had lots of cards already, the oracle cards, like many drawings already. But then the last thing, I just didn't know how to verbalize the story. So that was the great mystery. And then every time I was just writing, like putting all the drawings here, and then imagined, no, I saw all the stories, how the connection is, and then where this character Anna will go. But I just didn't know the real story, the essence of the books. And then my friend Alexandra once introduced me the great book about the I'm sorry, I cannot remember the name now. I'm quite excited. So, anyways, then I was introduced the book, and then this book I read this book in 10 hours, and then that was the most amazing thing because normally I don't have too much concentration on reading a book only like in a second, but yeah, actually I can see this book here. So I know to whom I was talking about. Yeah, Judy Sartori's her beautiful book. I read her book on the yeah. So Sunshine, I think I can remember the name. Yeah, Sunshine Before the Dawn from Judy Satori. So her book, I read it in like 10 hours. And of course, it is a very interesting book about the human DNA of 12, 12 the DNA strands of the DNA, and then all the star families, star members, and then so from the Pleiades, and then from the Sirius, and from Lila, and then all this beautiful, beautiful, amazing story. So of course I was very interested in that. But then I watched her YouTube and then find out that this book was written actually under light language. So the light language was the key really to finish this book. Myself, I was living in America, and then already like 30 years ago, I was actually writing a lot of light language alphabets of myself, and then also creating strange symbols, and then doing some drawings, illustrations as well. So to me, the light language is really the key for today. Because the light language, when we speak the light language, ikasapirikutun gudun bigapasaparigeta bikun gurusokota biragazabain gurukuzon gurukuzobagarakaitugurukuto. The brain get almost like melted. And then we can really go into another dimensions, and then also our everything started to melt, and then it all like a fusion, like make everything together. And then that is when creation happens. So I just really wanted to speak this video talking about the thanks to the Judy Satori, and then also the light language power. And then I hope that you get inspired also to create your own creations, and then maybe doing the light language in your daily life, because the light language is really like flexible, and then it will make your mind more expanded and then fluent. At the same time, I feel that we can switch our body into more multidimensional light beings, so that we can communicate with all the stars beings and the guides much easier. And our mind and then also our heart becomes much more lighter, as if we are becoming also one of the light body being. And then also the light language is that you break your frames, that as if like in the human society we have to be this way or we have to do that. Then we just can break out everything and said, just be yourself, and then be free to just share what you want. And this is the freedom, which is the most beautiful thing, right? So I hope that you get inspired. And then I'm going to make these videos, maybe talking more about light language, and because I get excited. And then also maybe that you will grasp a kind of idea of how you can also become the multidimensional channeler, and then you can enrich your life much more beautiful, excited, and then maybe you can also create something. So I hope that you will have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon or evening or morning when you watch this video, and then you get inspired, and then you start to feel these beings all around you. And then in my next video, I promise you how we can connect with the beings much easier, and then how you can maybe start to speak the light language. So I hope to see you soon. Ciao, ciao. If you have any questions, comments, I'll be very grateful if you put some of your comments. And then also, please, if you like this kind of speak, please press my channel so that I know that you are watching. Thank you so much. Ciao, ciao.